All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Ari Temkin, and before I start the Dallas Cowboys pregame show on 105.3 The Fan, figured I can hop on this stream and you can ask me whatever questions you have as the Cowboys start the season today. And this field behind me at 3:30. Pregame show starts at 12:30. So I'm taking your questions here for the next few minutes. Whatever you want to know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button, that helps. And yeah, hit me with your comments. I think as I try to get this thing shared on Twitter, all right, so live chat, here we go. So ask your questions if you have any. If not, I'll just keep rolling along. So look, I think obviously we want to know how much Zeke is going to play. And will he be limited in any capacity? I don't think he should be. Will he? Probably. It's a question of will he, should he? So there's a lot of questions in terms of, how active is Amari Cooper going to be? DeMarcus Lawrence, Zeke Elliott, three very, very vital pieces of this team this season. How active are they going to be? Missing as much training camp as they missed, and for some, missing all of training camp, right? So Cowboys tend to be more cautious. They, especially with Zeke having missed all of training camp. So it'll be interesting to see how they employ him and then what they do in terms of Tony Pollard, Jameis Olawale. How are they protecting Dak without a great pass blocking running back in Zeke Elliott? The other thing is DeMarcus Lawrence, who again had offseason shoulder surgery, seems to be 100%, and the Cowboys last year had 7 sacks in 2 games against the Giants. Now their offensive line's improved, but obviously, that's a huge piece, is how much will DeMarcus Lawrence play? Will he be limited? And can they tee up that pass rush against Eli, which, you look at week 2 last year against the Giants, the Cowboys feasted on that offensive line. So that should be interesting. What else? Any other questions? Look, the Cowboys are trying to do what hasn't been done in a long time, which is win the NFC East back-to-back seasons. The Eagles last did it in 2003, 2004, and so, it's for some reason been very difficult for these teams to do. There's been a lot of turnover, so the Cowboys are trying to make history this year and win the division back-to-back for the first time, in forever. Let's see here. What else does everybody want to know? Is there anything that literally anybody wants to know? Hit me up in the comments, ask your questions. Because best way to get this thing rolling is through you asking questions. Other than that, I'll just keep rolling. Other things to think about for this game. Is this the last time the Cowboys are going to be playing against Eli Manning? It probably should be. Probably should be the last time. But I don't know that it will be. So we'll see. But obviously, Eli it's a very notable thing if this is going to be the last time the Cowboys are going to be playing against Eli Manning. Considering the history, so this could be the last time, probably should be. Eli, according to the Las Vegas betting lines, makes the Giants heavier favorites than Daniel Jones would have. So if Daniel Jones were starting, the point spread would be less than it is with Eli Manning, which is, it's hard to believe. Let's see here, what else? So yeah, the Giants, they've improved their offensive line. They obviously don't have Odell Beckham Jr., so I don't, this was a bad passing offense last year. I don't know how it improves. Losing Odell Beckham, maybe they won't take as many sacks, but hold on, I'm just going to post this here, but ask your questions while I'm doing that. All right, sorry, just trying to post this. And then share this to places. Oh, there. I'm on. This is good. This is working. All right, sorry. Trying to build an audience here on YouTube. It's very difficult. All right, so also this offense. Maybe the biggest story going into this game this season is how much different will this offense be, with Kellen Moore. And then remember, I mean, the way that this season started last year, think of, what we thought of the defense going into the season last year. And the defense, there were low expectations for the defense last season going into it at this point last year. They were going with that receiver by committee, situation, which was not. So, there's so many question marks around Dak Prescott and how successful can they be with Dak Prescott. And, I think obviously there was issues with the way that this offense was geared in the past. Sorry, I'm going slow. I think I'm done now saving this all the place I wanted to save it to. But, okay, so we're good. Live chat. Anybody commenting? No, doesn't look like it. So, the perception of this defense going into the year last year is not highly touted. There were major question marks about the linebacking core, the rookie Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. DeMarcus Lawrence going into a contract year. Could he double down on the year that he had prior to, where he really announced himself as a great. So, I mean, think about where we look at this defense today versus what it looked like at this point when they opened up the season last year against Carolina. Yeah, it's working. And then the offense. So, Scott Linehan last year calling plays, the lack of offensive ingenuity, this downhill rushing style. Brian Broaddus wrote about this week, but do we see more of like the Rams where they condense everything in and then call, basically all of their plays, all their offense? It's sort of a congested set where everything is all different plays but on the same formation. That's kind of the stuff that you're hoping to see in terms of new wrinkles in this offense. A different presentation. So we think this Cowboys team could be a top 5 offense. We think this Cowboys team could be a top 5 defense. We don't know what the ceiling is for this offense. How healthy is Cooper? He has the foot issues, but Cooper is healthy. It's a more creative offense. The window dressing is more creative. Everything around is more creative. And it's not the same lineup. This is what our tendencies are based on this formation, and we're going to look different. Like, those things are different. This team could be a Super Bowl contender, truly. And they have to be more efficient running the football. Last year they ran too often in third down in the third quarter of games. And I think, that with a lead, they had leads in the first half. They tried to wear teams down in the third quarter by rushing the ball and only gave up leads. Do I think the Cowboys will win the division? Yes. I think the Cowboys will win the division. I think, like I predicted last year, the Cowboys are a playoff team, one of 2 playoff teams in the NFC East. I picked the Eagles to win the division last year and the Cowboys to be a wild card team. I was wrong. I am flip-flopped. I think they both should be playoff teams this year, and the Cowboys should go back-to-back for the first time in this division since 2004. They should. If this defense plays to its capabilities and it becomes a top 5 defense, and if this offense, more importantly, plays to its capabilities, and they're not just running 50% of the time, they come out of these traditional tendencies that we've seen that have just been so detrimental to them. They avoid those tendencies on offense. They run different formations, different sets. They look different, and yet run the same offense out of that. I think that they could be a pretty productive offense and an offense on the level that they should be. We'll see. And can Dak Prescott, when forced to have to beat teams more consistently with his arm, can he do it? Can Dak Prescott, when asked, consistently beat teams with his arm? All right, well, it doesn't look like there's any questions coming in, so I'm going to stop streaming now.